Not from in there.
Blowtorch!
If there's a real fire in your house, your first job is to escape immediately. Fire spreads quickly. Call the fire department from outside the house.
From a neighbor's phone!
You got it. You're both safe.
Your advice really hit home. Now I know.
And knowing is half the battle.
Coming up on Crossfire Collectibles, the G.I. Joe Classified Series number 154, Blowtorch. Stick around. What's up, and welcome to Crossfire Collectibles. Today's video, we're going to be unboxing and reviewing the G.I. Joe Classified Series number 154, Blowtorch. So, we got the other firefighter in the collection, and here he is. So, very cool. He's got the more modernized, darker colors. You see the yellows and the reds in there. Got a helmet, gas mask, flamethrower, of course, and a tank. He also has a pistol. He's got the black carbon fiber colored box. You see G.I. Joe Blowtorch at the top. Off to the side, nice artist render of Blowtorch right here with 154 at the bottom. Around to the back. Here's a shot of Blowtorch out in action. You can see the flame effect coming off. Looks like you got a bridge layer out here. I think that's Hawk driving it. You have some Cobra troops down here. So pretty neat. Nice to see some more characters, I guess, in their little promo shots that they're doing. Here's some stats right here. Here you got a close-up of the mask and helmet, and then the tank on the back. Off to the side, better shot at some stats for you. 154 at the top. QR code if you'd like to scan it. You can see at the bottom the stripes and star, and 154 at the top. So, figure number 2 in the newest wave. We did Frag Viper first, so up next is Blowtorch, and here he is. So, without further ado, we'll go ahead and get him popped open. But first, please subscribe to the channel. Alright, so Blowtorch. One of the ones we were kind of expecting to come out pretty soon, and here he is. Unlike with our first firefighter with Barbecue, his helmet comes off, so that's a plus for this. I was really kind of excited to see some removable helmets come, and at least he's got one. Inside the box we got some crap. And we'll go ahead and get the figure out. Put this off to the side. And there's Blowtorch in the plastic dungeon. So he actually has a tube in here as well with 2 blast effects. So that's pretty cool. Get a nice look over at all these. The flamethrower looks really nice. I like that. Might have a third effect up in there. That little small piece of flame right there. So neat. We'll check them all out. But let's go ahead and get everything out, and we'll go over it one by one. Okay, so here is Blowtorch and all of his accessories out of the packaging. So we'll go ahead and start with his pistol first. And here it is. So nice, about like a little 9mm or 45. Not quite sure, but you got the all green, no hole for a blast effect, and no magazine that's removable. Pretty basic, not much to it. Here you have his helmet. So nice take on the helmet for Blowtorch here. You see the yellow, it's got the black accents. Looks like there's a piece in the front where you could connect something, but nothing else comes with this. You have a couple of probably lights on each side of the helmet here. Very cool. See the inside there. And there's also some pieces that go over the ears. Seems kind of squished together, but that's okay. That just means it'll fit a little tight. So that's cool. Here you have the gas mask. So you got the yellow and black. You got some clear translucent lenses, black strap running around it, and the tube in the front. So really cool, nice homage to the original Blowtorch. So this would just go on his head, and that will go on right over top of it. Then you'll plug this into his little piece on the front right here. Not sure if that's a rebreather or what, but something that can give him some oxygen, obviously. Moving on, we have the flamethrower. So you got all green, just like the pistol. You have some silver here on this little heat shield, as well as up on the front right there. Then you see this flame effect that's coming out, and it is removable. So you have that smaller piece, which is a nice touch. Probably end up using this one. I'm not great on putting in these larger blast effects in there for when they're on display, but we'll go ahead and check this longer straight shot coming out. So you can see the direct spray of the flame coming out, you know. So he's just laying it down. So really neat. Little peg on it, the same with the other, as well as the third one here. And this effect is more of a kind of a burst, more of combustion ball coming out, you know, just about to, you know, light up the whole room. Very neat. So I don't think we want to use any of these. I'm just going to keep this one right now because he'll be like, I don't know, just getting ready to go into battle. You know, just have the flame ready and about to fly off. Next up, we have his tube. This one feels a little stiffer than the others I've messed with before, so probably a different plastic. But you can see all black. You have the ridges running along it, and then on each end you have those sockets, so you can plug one into the end of the blowtorch and one into the tank. So very nice. We'll actually go ahead and start with that. So we'll plug this end into the back right there, and then we'll bring out his tanks. So here it is. You see you have the black piece itself that will hold the tanks onto it, and they're in yellow. A couple of straps around it. You have that third piece in the middle, what a little piece right here that you can, you know, tighten or loosen to, I guess, release the gases, and that will create the flames, or the, I guess, the chemicals, gas, whatever's running through the tube that will hit, you know, the ignition and turn into a flame. So there you have it. All right, and now blowtorch. So here he is. First up, get a shot at his portrait. Looks good. Probably got the same hairstyle. Face looks a little different. He looks a little more masculine and not as happy. Remember, the old figures kind of had like a little smirk, but still pretty neat. I like how you can see the zippers, you know, right up here on the collar. It's pretty nice. They're in more of a gold metallic color. You have these gunmetal pieces around on the chest right here, as well as down on the thighs and around the shins, as well as those single pieces up on the biceps and two on each of the forearms. So really nice. And then little rebreather or whatever it is right here is removable. You can see you got that little plug that just pops right into the vest right there over that strap. Look around the back, you can see the rest of the black accents. You have a double strap belt. It's got two buckles on each. Smaller holster here on the side. And it could be a little radio or something underneath. Not sure what these are, but they're there. I like the additions of the black knee pads. I think it looks really good on it. You got the black gloves, a little on the vest, and then down, of course, on the boots. You got the little heat shield right over top of the boots in red. So really nice. I love the jumpsuit. Looks good. Really like the addition of the zipper. You can see down in there he's got a white shirt on. So very, very nice. Go ahead and check out the articulation. Head is on a ball joint and can rotate a full 360. You can go forward, backward, and side to side. There's some range of motion in the neck as well. All right, so with the chest piece here, it's got those shoulder flaps that are coming out, but we'll try to look at his arms. So the arms are attached to butterfly joints. You have that hinge, and the arms can come up about that far. They can also rotate a full 360, a little bit of flexibility on these shoulder pads, so that's nice. Bicep rotation, double jointed pinless elbows. Down at the hands, he doesn't have any extras, he's only got these, but you have a pair of gripped trigger fingers. So these are a hinge peg and can rotate a full 360. And do they angle? Yes, they do. This one can angle down and up, and this one is out and in. So two different ones. All right, now, like I normally say, if we were to heat up the vest, we could take it off and you can see a little more, but we're not going to do that. But the figure does have some ab crunch. He can move forward about that far with the vest on, but he can go back quite a bit more, so that's nice. Waist swivel. Down at the legs, up at the hips, you have the drop leg. With the belt and these, you know, extra thick pants, the leg can only come out about that far. You can go back about that far, and then out to the side, about that far. You have thigh rotation, double jointed pinless knees, and then down at the foot, right at the ankle, you have the hinge to allow the foot to go that far forward, that far up, and you have a side-to-side pivot. Bottom of the feet, two holes to be able to stand him into a figure stand if you so choose, but I think we can get him stood without a problem. Check out his stability, pretty nice. So let's go ahead and gear him up. I'm going to start with the pistol, because we're not going to have him using that. It's just going to be stored away in holster right here. And then I think we're going to go ahead and do the tanks next. So you got to feed this through the vest and into the figure's back. A little tight. We'll see how it works. Feels like it wants to fall out, and I know it would. So I'll try it at a different angle. Get that in. There we go. Pointing a little bit better that side. Plug this tube back in. Right there. Alright, so we're going to go ahead. You can see his stock right here. So we'll go ahead and put the grip in his hand here and run that finger up through the trigger guard. And then we're going to kind of bring this hand over. We'll see if he can hold on to this front piece right here, right on the edge of that little canister. And we lost the grip over here. Put that right back in. And we'll just have it out like that. So everything's popping out on him. It's not very tight fits on this, but I think we'll be all right. Get that plug back in. And then we're going to go ahead and slide the gas mask on. So right over his face, get that back pulled down some. All right, sorry for the cut. I wanted to go ahead and run the stock behind his arm, so not out in the front. Kind of holds a little bit better. And then we got to get this piece flipped around. And we're gonna go ahead and bring the tube down and plug that into the top right here. Just like that. Turn its head a little bit more. And then we'll bring the helmet piece in and slide this around the top. Pop it on. Straighten that backpack up. And there we go. There is Blowtorch. So let's go ahead and get these two pieces off to the side. We'll bring in the former from this wave who was already opened that we did the review on last. And we'll compare him side to side with the Frag Viper. So here they are together. Can't wait to get to the rest of them. We still have Dark Lawn and Footloose. So they'll be coming up next. Maybe we'll have another probably by the end of the weekend, and then we'll get another up early next week. But for now, this is Blowtorch with Frag Viper. So we're going to go ahead and get him out of here. And then we're going to go ahead and toss Blowtorch up onto the turntable, and we will give you some final thoughts.
G.I. Joe will return after these messages.
Crossfire Collectibles.
Crossfire Collectibles.
Crossfire Collectibles. Hi, this is Michael Bell. You're watching Crossfire Collectibles, and knowing is half the battle. Yo, Joe.
Now back to G.I. Joe.
All right, so here you have it. This is the G.I. Joe Classified Series number 154, the G.I. Joe Flamethrower and Blowtorch. Very, very cool figure. I love the outfit. I like how they went with the more modern colors. I would definitely expect to see this one in a retro card, you know, with the more brighter, vibrant colors. So I definitely would expect to see the brighter yellows and reds come out sometime in the future. But overall, it's a nice figure. I love the accessories, 3 different flame effects, backpack, the tube, and the flamethrower itself are a little loose. He doesn't hold it the best. The gas mask and helmet fit very, very snug. They look good on him. They're not overly too large, and they fit on him really, really well. So I love that you can take the stuff off and you can see his face. So that's a really, really nice touch. Overall, I think the figure looks great. Nice accents. You got the gunmetals. The gold on the zipper is absolutely phenomenal. You can even see this little white t-shirt down in there, which is super, super cool. But overall, great figure. Definite must if you're a G.I. Joe fan. You got to get Blowtorch. He's one of the OGs, man. So bring him out. Not the OG 13, but one of the original Joes. Anyway, yeah, great figure. Pick him up. He's cool. I like him. So that's going to do it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed what you saw. If you did, please, like always, leave that giant thumbs up. Subscribe. Tickle that bell so you're notified when we post future videos. Be sure to follow us on social media. And until then, we will see you in the next one. Peace.